Not expecting a call of this race on election night. We know it's going to probably take a week or even two.
Could we see what some would call the biggest upset in California political history? Phil Arballo managed to do something that many thought he wouldn't do against Devin Nunes. That and much more in my exclusive with the political newcomer.
And our unemployment rate is nearing some permanent levels. If you notice, every week we have about the same number of people either applying or maintaining on unemployment rolls. So the economy hasn't turned around yet by any means.
He's known as Dr. Doom, one of the nation's top financial forecasters, painting a different economic picture than what President Trump is touting. My exclusive with Dr. Joseph Penbera. And our panel ready to weigh in, from ballot boxes being stuffed to the brim to Governor Newsom's COVID recipe for Thanksgiving. It's all on KC24 Sunday Morning Matters.
Now, from your local election headquarters, KC24, this is Sunday Morning Matters with your host, Alexan Balakian.
And good Sunday morning. I'm Alexan Balakian. Thank you for joining us. And please join the conversation on Twitter at RealAlexan. Use the hashtag Sunday Morning Matters. Along the way, the chair of the Fresno Police Reform Commission, Oliver Baines, as they reveal their recommendations to the mayor and city council. But first, we begin with a jaw-dropping new poll. 2 days away from election night, a new poll shows the race for congressional seat in District 22 down to 5 points. Strategies 360 research says Congressman Nunes has 51% of the vote, while his Democratic opponent, Phil Arballo, stands at 46%. Now, this same poll from late June found Nunes at 51% and Arballo at 42%. The polls sample 45% Republican, 35% Democrat, and 20% no party preference. Congressman Nunes has not lost a congressional race since 2003. So Phil Arballo managed to drive Nunes to do something that he didn't do for his opponent back in 2018, score an attack ad against him. Does that mean Arballo's grassroots campaign is turning some heads? Well, let's bring in the political newcomer that has raised more than $4 million, but that's only half of what Andrew Jans was able to raise back in 2018. Phil, welcome back to Sunday Morning Matters. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me, Alexan.
Well, we were talking about a new poll earlier this week by Strategies 360 Research that indicates you're within 5 points of Nunes. Are you concerned at all that that's not true?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I'm hearing it every day from, those on the phone. We are phone banking constantly from those that I'm hearing from in the district. I got a lot of friends and family in the district and those that I've met. It's absolutely true. It's probably a lot closer than that as well.
A lot closer. What do you mean by that? Do you have internal polling that suggests that this could be a tie or something at this point?
But at this point, we're looking at, the early returns. They're very favorable. This is a neck and neck race, and it's going to be neck and neck all the way through election day. We're not expecting a call of this race on election night. We know it's going to probably take a week or even two before we see who the winner in this race is going to be. And that's because, my campaign, it transcends, along party lines or across party lines, I should say. My background, my story, how I grew up here is the same as pretty much the majority of the constituents in the 22nd Congressional District, and they're looking for someone like them in a position where they can make a difference. And I am committed to this valley. I am committed to this community. Long before I was running for Congress, and long after that I'm a member of Congress, I will always be right here.
As you know, political newcomers, it's hard to unseat the longtime politicians like Devin Nunes, and he's been in this seat and he's won convincingly, except for 2018. Andrew Jans got within 5 points, but you've only been raising about $4 million to this point, and we know that Devin Nunes is a fundraising machine. Are you concerned at all that you haven't done enough raising of money to get those votes and beat Devin Nunes in that respect?
Absolutely not. No, we are fine with exactly where we are, and I'm sure that number is a lot higher this last week from whatever numbers, from whatever date that you have. So we're confident. Yeah, it wasn't the 2018 numbers that Andrew Jans saw, but we know this district and what it's going to take to get that message out there. Devin has raised over $23 million, I believe, to this point. That's an obscene amount of money, and who knows how much is even spent on this race. But what we do know is that he is scared. He is nervous. He knows that, I'm getting text messages, from him regarding, getting out. Make sure you get your ballots in for those Republicans. And then, of course, the attack ads that you see on television, which can be
I wanted to ask you about that attack ad, because he says that you want to defund the police. He says that you're a protester trying to stir up trouble when police arrive. You're actually featured next to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Were you thrilled at that attack ad because he at least acknowledged that you're his opponent?
Absolutely. I mean, it couldn't be further from the truth either. I mean, I have friends, I have family in this district who text me and call me all the time and say, it is a reach. He is reaching. He is trying to find something to pin on you, and he can't find it. He wants to take a peaceful protest that I was at a vigil for Black Lives Matter and call me some radical socialist protester. And that's further, that couldn't be the furthest thing from the truth here. And I've never met Nancy Pelosi. I've never even been in the same room with her. I've never talked with her. I'm running this race as a Central Valley Democrat who's interested in working with both sides of the aisle to get results and not push a partisan agenda.
You are in favor of Black Lives Matter, and we understand that. But during some of their protests, we've seen buildings being set on fire, and there's been violent demonstrations when they've been involved. Are you in favor of that?
No, we're not. I'm not in favor of any, violent protests. And the protests and the vigils that we saw here in Fresno were peaceful. There was nothing like that happening in the Central Valley. I think the closest we got was down in Tulare County when they were putting up the Black Lives Matter signs on one of the fences for the schools down there, and that got a little touchy. But we cooler heads prevailed in the Central Valley, as they always do when it comes to having civil arguments. So again, it's the furthest thing from the truth. He's reaching, he's stretching, trying to find something, and he doesn't have he's having a hard time run on his record, so he's trying to just demonize me, and this is just fear mongering for the next 5 days.
Phil, I got about a minute left here. I want to get to two things, and I'm going to have to loop them together. You're a small business owner. COVID-19 has hurt your business, as I understand it. Maybe I'm wrong, but you could. How do you see California bouncing back, and how do you become part of that? And number two, the water wars. You're certainly not in favor of President Trump allowing the water to be allocated, the Federal Reserve water to be allocated to farmers. How do you get farmers on your side if you're in support of Governor Newsom?
When it comes to the COVID-19, it starts with one message, and that message is wearing your mask, washing your hands, listening to the CDC guidelines, avoiding social gatherings and social distancing. That's what we need to do to get our businesses back open. If you're pro-business, if you're pro-small business, you're okay with wearing a mask. You're okay with social distancing.
But Tulare is still in the purple tier. How do they? You got to open them up.
Because they don't have the resources to fight this. We don't have a representative who's acknowledged this very pandemic from being as bad bad as it is from the very beginning. He voted against the HEROES Act in May, which would have given resources and funding to small businesses, more PPE here in the district, more stimulus money.
Okay, and, real quick, you got to finish on water. Finish on water. You got about 15 seconds, please.
Yeah, water is a super important issue, but it's not a one-sided issue. This is about having enough water for our farmers and our growers, but also it's about bringing clean water to communities. Communities right now in this district, some of them cannot drink the tap water or take a bath or take a shower in their own sink. So it's not just about allocation and water. It's about the infrastructure behind the water. We can have a ton of water,
so you're
but if we don't have the infrastructure to get to the farmers and to the growers and to get clean water to the community.
So you're in favor of the Green New Deal. You're in favor of the Green New Deal.
I'm in favor of any policy and legislation, and Green New Deal is not a policy or a piece of legislation that is going to be beneficial to the people of the Central Valley. And as a representative, that's what I will always make sure that I'm fighting for, the people here in the Central Valley and what's best for them. Phil
Arballo, appreciate it. Congressional candidate against Devin Nunes. We'll see you on election night. Appreciate the time.
Thank you, Alexon. Have a great day.
So is this race as close as Phil Arballo says it is? Our panel is going to weigh in on that and some of the surprises and predictions we may see on election night.